The characters, Chayuta and Beryl, portrays the idea of country, the country of Israel, the narrative of the country, the ideas of the country that she was built from, and they are actually holds the hope and the despair of the country in the characters. Beryl is the character who have the more optimism. He believes the country can still be changed. He believes his ideas still can be alive. He believes that he can still make the country a moral country, a country of ideas and values, a country that is social democrat, who treats everyone equally, who gives the people the basic rights as health and education and the basic needs, and even spiritually and culture and everything. And he embodies the hope and dreams of the founders of the country, the narrative of the people who came to the country and tried to build a new social democratic country. And Chayuta is the opposite state of mind. She's the more pessimistic. She holds the pain, she holds the anguish of the country who forgot her, who neglected her, who have left her aside in loneliness, in despair, who they gave everything to the country and they're being left alone, aside, neglected, alienated from the country which they gave everything to. And the characters, my main characters, actually hold the two ideas, the optimism and the despair in two characters, and in the end they come to terms with the mistakes they've done, but with the hope they still believe that can still be achieved. They still believe that everything can be fixed. In the end of the movie, Beryl says to Chayuta, it doesn't matter what we've done. We tried to build a country. They sold it, but everything can still be fixed. Maybe not us, maybe not for us, but everything can still be fixed. That's the main idea of that movie, because I wanted to say that even though we forgot our identity, and even though we have a tear in our identity, everything can still be changed. We can still find the right way to create Israel as a social democracy, as a country who don't put aside the weak and the people who needs their help. My grandparents. There's two things in the movie. One of them is that I wanted to take the ideas of the country and put them into characters. I wanted to say something about this country through two characters who holds the history of the country. You can see in their faces the history, the memory. You can see the wisdom and the experience. You can see everything. I wanted to say something about the country, but I wanted to say something about the people that the country forgot. And my grandparents died 2 years ago, and they were amazing people. They had in them solidarity and kindness and empathy and compassion for people, and they gave everything to the country, and they were models for me, models of morals and values and how to be a human being. And I wanted to put those two things together, the characters of my grandparents and the narrative of the country, and try to combine them together into characters who can hold the idea of the film, aging and the tone in the identity of the country, the way she forgot herself even. Yeah, in Israel they are not famous, they're not celebrity like. They are two theater actors who worked in the theater with one of the biggest playwriters in Israel, Hanoch Levin, and they worked in the theater for years. He's done a few movies, she didn't so much, but I chose them. I don't do auditions for actors because I believe it's a very humiliating process. I believe that the director needs to see the potential and work with the actor. He needs to sculpture the character in the actor. And I knew I wanted him because I knew him before, and I wanted his face. I wanted the wisdom and he has a geography of the country on his face. You can see the history and the wisdom and the experience and everything he brought to the character, the aroma of the wisdom. And I met her in a coffee shop, and we talked. And I told her, and she was very charismatic, and she was very liveful. And I told her, the character is the opposite of you. I mean, we have to work because you cannot be yourself. And I worked very hard with them both. And I told her there's going to be a nude scene in the film. and she took her shirt off and said, "That's what I have. That's what you have to work with." I mean, and in that moment, I said, "I want to work with her," and she brought to the character softness and kindness and compassion. And even though Chayuta she has a lot of pain and she has a lot of despair, she can still have empathy for the people around her, even though she feels so much pain, so much humiliation. I haven't seen him. I'm sorry, because it didn't get released in Israel yet, and so I didn't have how to see it because we don't have the movie yet. It's going to be in Israel in December, so I haven't seen him. I don't know. I've heard about it, of course, and I really like Michael Haneke. So